Rick Santelli. This just came out, and we'll just play that for a second.
Personal income is up 0.8%. That is almost triple the expectations. I'll tell you that the income numbers, really, for the first 4 months of the year, they're stellar. They're really stellar. I mean, I could go back and look at the first 4 months of many different years. Really very strong numbers, and you're right. This administration is criticized for just about everything under the sun. I've never, ever in my lifetime had glimpses into the politics of an administration in the form of transparency like this one. Why don't we be, give credit where credit is due. Income really shooting up.
Rick, I also thought everybody was going to get one last order of imports that were going to be tariffed, and they were loading up on things. How the hell did they already fix the trade, or not fix it, but to cut it in half? That's crazy. So there wasn't a lot of front loading of things that they needed before the tariffs hit.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it really does call into question some of the conventional wisdoms. And, it's going to be interesting to see what happens next month when we get this number, or we see some of the other numbers like current accounts, see how they fared. Because I don't know, I've been watching these numbers a long time. I don't think I've ever seen the trade deficit cut in half in 1 month.
Not bad. Right? Not bad.
Come on, guys.
All right. So I guess this is how Trump's got to be able to stick it to the media, since they don't want to really talk about, real issues. They don't want to talk about what he's fixing, right? So I want to run this by you guys real quick, and I want to talk about what we were dealing with under AutoPen. Okay. In January 2021, inflation was at 1.4% when Joe Biden took office. Okay. 1.4% inflation rate when Joe Biden took office. A year and a few months later, June of 2022, inflation reached what? 9%. Just what? It reached 9% in June. I'm sorry, June of 2022, it reached 9.1%. And then in December of 2021, inflation was at 2.9%. At the moment, Donald Trump has inflation at 2.3%, right? Orders can correct me if I'm wrong in there in the comments. I believe right now we are at 2.3% under Trump. And even in March, it went down. So from February, it went down. March, it went down. In April, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we are at 2.3%, right? Let me just read, right? Boom. April 2025, inflation rate has decreased to 2.3%, reflecting ongoing economic adjustments, right? How in the world did we get to 9.1% under Joe Biden and people just forget how horrible the economy was? And you know what I keep hearing from so many liberals? Donald Trump and the economy. This economy is just blah, 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 blah. I'm like, they must not have seen the latest CPI report saying that jobs were at a record, climbing. They must not have seen the fact that they said that eggs, which we were literally voting on, was one of the issues that we were voting on, is down, like 90-something%? Gas. I just heard a content creator in Texas mention that gas is at $2.40-something where he was at. And when he was in New York or something, gas was like $3.40. Right now in Michigan, I've seen it, I think at 2.8 maybe, and some gas stations have it at 3.09. So inflation is cooling down. Gas is low. Like the crude oil the barrels are low, is much lower. The groceries are starting to come down. They're coming, like that's what the report is showing. Also, Eggs are down when we were complaining about that. How in the world do people forget how horrible it was under Joe Biden or the auto pen? We're just going to start calling it the auto pen. Like Joe Biden, we're going to start saying how bad it was under the auto pen. But, or this right here, appreciate you. I mean, Coffee Grinder right here says that he's at 2.37, $2.37. And where you at again, CG? Numbers are the numbers. And so as much as the liberals want to try to, you know what I'm saying, make it seem like Trump is doing a horrible job, he's taking care of business. And we see this dude on TV throughout the week, every freaking day, bro. You can't tell me this man ain't doing his job. Even if he getting on TV and going golfing and sleeping right after, he's doing enough where he can come on TV, tell you what he's doing, and then be gone. New Mexico, $2.37 in New Mexico. My man O says that he's got gas at $2.79 and he's in Connecticut. Hello? Are we all just in the twilight zone? Are these fake numbers? Are we filling up our gas tanks with fake numbers, or is this real? Because I know what it was filling up my Corvette under Joe Biden. Let me talk to y'all real quick, man. I was filling up that damn gas tank with the Corvette. I'm like, damn. Like, I would drive it like, you know, I didn't drive it all through the week. I would drive it mostly on the weekend or whatever. But then it was like, damn, I'm ready to put this car up. Save the gas for another week or something. I'm like, this gas is high. Now I fill up under Trump. I'm like, okay. I'm like, cool. We could deal with that. We could fill that up. We could, you know, I'm gonna run it out like crazy though, because I'll be stepping on the gas like a mug.
Sensational.
Well, you know, maybe part of it is just the way I drive it. But anyways, the numbers are the numbers. Right? Or it says the highest here is $5.19 a gallon. Bruh, under Biden, oh my God, under the auto pen. So if you're watching this video on replay, I need you to hit the like button, right? Drop a super thanks or anything in that as well. Trump has the numbers already in his first 4 months. He's got 3 more years to actually, you know, live out his term. But all I keep hearing from liberals is how bad the economy is. And I'm like, well, the numbers are showing that things are getting better. So either the real issues that you have in your financial life is coming out, or you were naive under Joe Biden because you didn't want to admit how bad things really were. Because I could have sworn people like me, CG, probably even Zach, but I could have sworn when we was on the live stream before, we were like, bro, this freaking world is ridiculous, bro. And the economy is out of control. I'm in real estate and the interest rates are crazy right now. The housing prices are nuts.
Sensational.
Nuts. Under Donald Trump. Because I'm an investor too. I was flipping houses under Trump. Like I was buying distressed houses, flipping them, selling them like, boom, like hotcakes. Under Trump, there was so much activity, so much inventory. Buyers were buying stuff up. There was bidding wars going on houses, but the interest rates were low. So people were like, hey, this is the best time to buy because I got a 3% interest rate. Now, interest rates are in the 7s. Right? Before Donald Trump came in, interest rates were high 7s and all that. I think you're in the 6s right now, 6s and 7s, depending on your credit score. But people's interest rates were insane under Biden. They are literally sitting on the sideline, waiting for Jerome Powell to reduce the interest rate, and they are literally, if they go down 1%, they are there probably within the same working day that they find out about that interest rate. They can't wait to get from up under the auto pen's interest rate. And that's what Trump is trying to do now. So what did I want to say about this? I really wanted to talk about, I love what Donald Trump has done here, where he's like, listen, why don't you guys talk about the economy and the numbers that have come out? And then what I'm discussing is how in the world do we forget how horrible it was under the auto pen? We all were living through it. We all know what the hell was going on. But then the complaints that I hear today are how bad Donald Trump is, and the tariffs is what they keep talking about, and everybody's an economist now, and they get how this works. And then when I ask them, well, how do you fix it? Because if Democrats were talking about it, Obama was talking about it, Clinton was talking about it, we obviously all know that it was a problem. Why didn't anybody actually sign up for it and actually do what Trump is doing? Like, Trump is literally being okay with stepping in front of the bullet and being the one who goes down because he believes it's going to work. I believe it is too. However, if it doesn't work, it's a risky ass move. But everybody's been talking about it. Who's going to do something about it?
Sensational.
Nobody's done nothing about it. So Trump's like, listen, man, I'm going to step up to the plate and do it. I'm going to do it. So now you got liberals complaining about the tariffs. They don't know how to, they all they know is tariffs, the consumer pays for the tariffs. Fine. But what if the consumers don't pay for the tariffs? What if this doesn't even go out when Trump's presidency is over? What if this actually lasted for a short amount of time? Also, not to mention, you guys are missing the entire point. Let me sit up in my chair when I say this. Let me make sure my chair is up. You know what they just missed out on is one of the best buying opportunities in the stock market. I seen a content creator discuss how he bought Tesla during this. I don't know if they had Tesla before, but they bought Tesla during this, and he's up, and it's quite substantial in his portfolio. They missed out on a golden opportunity to start buying stocks at a discount during that time of Liberation Day and those couple weeks that those stock market was down. Guess what? The stock market is back up now. The stock market is back up, right? Shout out to my man DJ in the building. You know, I see you coming through here. I remember me and him was sitting at the kitchen table, my kitchen table, and we was like, damn, man, the stock market kind of crazy. And we was like, yeah, you know, the stock market was down at that time. That was in April. And then literally a couple weeks later, stock market is back up. So people could have bought during that time, but instead they were complaining about Donald Trump is doing this, he's doing that, blah, blah. All right, well, I bought some. I'm looking okay. Because there's probably not going to be another opportunity like that again. That was like a freebie. That was literally like, hey, that was the closest as inside trading, I guess, as we would ever get again. Hey, so this could be a great time to buy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this tariff thing. It's gonna kill the stock market, but just stay in when it goes low. You know how many times I hear all these gurus on YouTube, all these, you know, self-made gurus who know nothing about financial, literacy and all that. You know what they do? They say, buy dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Then it dips and everybody gets afraid and starts running away. I was like, what the hell? What the heliante? What the heli Burton? I'm like, y'all was telling us to buy during the dip. Man, if I look at the damn Dow Jones right now, I'm like, it dipped like crazy. But people start running away. They start running away. I wish I had my other phone because that's where I got everything. I got the NASDAQ right here. Look. Boom. Right here. Right? Look at this. Look at it. Look. How what am I doing? 6 months. That's even better. There we go. There we go. Right there. April 4th, because that was around Liberation Day, right? April, bam, right there. Liberation Day. Dip. And look at this. Boop. Right back at it. May something. I was in Indiana when the stock market went back up. So that's a dip. That's a dip. Stocks was on discount at that point. They were on discount, bro. Anybody could have bought during that time. And you know what I had a conversation with somebody from the gym about? Because he told me about Project 2025. Shout out to you, but I gotta bring it on the live stream.
Sensational.
He was like, yeah, man, but most people don't own stocks. I said, whose problem is that? Most people got 401, some people got 401ks, a lot of people do. But individual stocks, that was a time to start buying them. Or if you were already buying, that was a time to double down. That was the time that I'm not turning this into a financial show, but obviously y'all get what I'm saying. But what I want to hit home is that's the time that liberals were all complaining about, oh man, how bad it is right now and everything's going down and look at the stock market. And again, they react too quickly to what Trump does and they don't let things play out. And then the stock market was back in like 3-4 weeks, man. So when we look back in time, we're like, oh, that's old news already. So if Trump then does what he's supposed to do with the trade war and the stock market continues to go up, we'll say, oh yeah, April 2nd, Liberation Day, that's an old news thing. So anyways, that's what I wanted to say.